Hi, I'm Rodney Miller.
And I'm Jan Carl. Thanks for choosing to watch this clip from our Small Town Big Deal YouTube channel.
For full episodes, go to our website, smalltownbigdeal.com.
And subscribe to our YouTube channel to find all kinds of great clips.
Now enjoy the video.
Egypt has the pyramids, India the Taj Mahal, New York City the Empire State Building.
And in Polo, Illinois, they have Barnacopia.
It's a 3-story museum depicting farm life of days gone by, with some unusual twists even we've never seen before, including a silo hotel.
It's located about 40 miles west of Rockford, Illinois, and 80 miles east of Jan's hometown of Moline. It's the brainchild of Gary Bacher, who was already a collector of vintage tractors and was something he and his wife Judy had dreamed of creating for more than a decade.
When your grandpa first started to talk about a place to house his tractors, I'm guessing you never thought it would be anything like this.
No, it started off as a pool barn, like a 60 by 40, something small. We started for a 1-story and then a 2-story. And then they're like, well, if we do 2 stories, why just put a third story on top of it?
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Why not?
Yeah.
I told the boys I'm going to buy back all my old machinery and trucks so you guys can see how I farmed 70 years, you know, 60 years ago.
Barnacopia is massive, over 20,000 square feet. The first floor is filled with those beautifully restored tractors. But one of the coolest features, a family tractor that is kept under glass, literally.
When guests walk in, they find themselves right on top of a very special 1952 8N Ford.
That Ford in the pit, I started driving when I was 4 years old.
4 years old.
Yeah.
When I walked in and saw the tractor under my feet, under glass, I knew this was no ordinary barn.
As you might imagine, Gary's enthusiasm for tractor collecting overran the allotted space inside the museum, so he had to have another building built out back to hold the rest.
Part of the reason is because the second floor is reserved for only classic cars, and every one of them has a story.
Had my first date in this car, how about that?
You did?
Yeah, I touched her and she jumped out of the car and ran to the house and never talked to me again.
Well, that failed date was meant to be, because Gary was yet to meet the love of his life, and that would be Judy, his future wife.
After dreaming for a decade of creating this museum, Gary got it built and Judy gave it its name.
She wanted something to pronounce that it's just not a barn. So a barnacopia is a lot of a barn. Well,
Judy also made it come alive. She added period signage, farm tools, and old dairy equipment that she remembered from her childhood.
And the classic cars are displayed in their own drive-in theater. She and Gary loved that.
They also loved ice cream, so guests enjoyed treats at a 1950s-style soda fountain.
They've even gone to the trouble of recreating a small section of historic downtown Polo.
Excuse me, I gotta use the shoe store.
Yep, behind the facades, there's the men's room that looks like the old shoe store, and the ladies' room is the dress shop.
The Bachers' love of rural history shows through even in the building itself. It was built with a centuries-old technique called mortise and tenon.
They drill a hole in the big beams and they drive a peg about that long into the beam and
A wooden peg.
yeah, wooden pegs.
Barnacopia took 18 months to build, and nearly from the start, it became a destination venue. It's been booked solid with events, from weddings to reunions to baby showers.
When the barn was finished, Judy had just one complaint. There was no silo. So she built one, but for guests, not grain.
she thought, well, I think it'd be pretty cool if people stay in a silo.
The silo's circular stairway goes up to 3 floors. 2 are guest rooms, and the top is a library.
Have you ever heard of a silo stay?
But the most talked about element at Barnacopia, and also Judy's idea,
The enormous cupola with a rotating John Deere 730 from the 1950s.
My wife said if we could put a tractor up in the cupola. I said, if we can make it go around, you can have your tractor up there.
So, with lots of planning, a huge crane, and one of those turntables from a used car lot, Gary made it happen.
People always ooh and ah a little bit when they look up there.
Yeah.
One thing we have not mentioned yet: the entire time Gary and Judy were building Barnacopia, Judy was fighting breast cancer. She passed away in 2015, but not before it opened.
And she was with us 2 years in the barn. So basically she's seen how everything worked and how it was going.
Barnacopia is so much more than a big barn with awesome restored tractors and cars.
It's a bigger than life-size story of a quintessential American farm family.
And it's a story being told and passed down to the younger generations and to all who stop by to see it.
We wanted to be welcomed in a friendly manner, so that's how we welcome our guests, in a friendly manner. So it's the way it should be.
Thanks for watching this clip from Small Town Big Deal. Don't forget to click the subscribe button and be sure to click the bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Also, click the like button. To see full episodes, go to www.smalltownbigdeal.com.